Hello and welcome to our integrated marketing communications presentation. Now go, it just popped up. Hello and welcome to our integrated marketing communications presentation. Today we'll be presenting on the marketing strategies of Nike. I'm Ashley Gold.
I'm Anaya Clark.
I'm Hunter Heath.
And I am Erin Mullins.
To start, we're going to dive into the 5 C's of the Nike brand. First is the company, which allows us to introduce the brand. Nike has a strong, consistent culture that revolves around an athletic or active realm. They sell to people who are attracted to this realm. Nike is a brand with quality human resources and has a set culture in every aspect of the brand. It is a brand that attracts some of the most talented people in their industry in campaigns and production. Their marketing is strong because they are not afraid of consequences within their moral limits. Having a strong marketing department helps the brand design effective and successful campaigns. Nike also has a strong supply chain and the ability to scale production. This is because their supply chain is flexible and robust. It is built to help the company successfully overcome challenges and manage success. Right, we can move on to customers now. The segment sheds light on the people who buy your products and interact with the services. Nike has a broad target audience that is very inclusive of people of different sizes and ages. They also have a broad media presence through social media platforms, as well as through their apps and even through advertisements through third parties or stores where Nike products are also sold. Their broad media presence allows them to reach a good percentage of their target audience. Having a broad price range also allows them to do so. Constant sales and outlet sales allow them to reach lower socioeconomic classes while selling for retail and above. Through third parties allows them to reach middle and upper socioeconomic classes as well. Next is competitors. This segment emphasizes those individuals or organizations to which your company is highly comparable with in the market. This includes brands like Adidas, Under Armour, Puma, and New Balance, all of which have been well-known competitors over the years. Many other companies have risen over the years, creating more competition for Nike, though. This means the marketing team needs to think outside the box and possibly look into strengths and weaknesses of other competitors to see what they need to do better. Right. Next is Collaborator segment. This focuses on every individual organization that works to create, produce, promote, or sell your products or services. Choosing the right collaborators inside and outside of your company is a challenge that Nike seems to facilitate well. They collaborate with famous athletes and famous people who support athleticism for their campaigns. These include Louis Vuitton, Hello Kitty, Drake, and LeBron James, and even more. For sales, they collaborate with a variety of different stores, which allows them to broaden their audience. Nike currently sells their products through other websites, stores, and apps that allow consumers to sell products as well. This all broadens Nike's consumer base. For the climate section, this concentrates on external factors that aren't controlled by your own business. The climate of Nike is oftentimes based on consumer behavior and trends. Consumers determine what is in and what is not in based on what they buy and what is bought in more quantity. And what sells more and most often helps determine what the next releases will be. Trends aren't always based on consumer decisions, though. Trends in sports and lifestyles also help shape the climate for Nike. Shoes and clothing are oftentimes collaborated with famous athletes or famous people in general to attract fans. Something interesting that Nike is doing to do better for the planet and also attract an earthy crowd is regulating their gas emissions with the goal to move to zero, meaning they don't want to create any emissions, and they want to reverse it if they do create any by creating recycled material products.
Next up, we have the SWOT analysis. SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Nike strengths, they have great involvement on social media platforms such as Instagram and Twitter. They have a great marketing team with a broad consumer base. Some weaknesses that Nike faces are controversial campaigns. They've had a lot of controversies mistreating female athletes and controversies with foreign factories like sweatshops in Asian markets. Opportunities that they have, they hand out a lot of sponsorships. They have a lot of commercials with famous athletes such as LeBron James, and collaborate with heavily influential people such as Drake and many other rappers and other influential people. Some threats that Nike faces: they compete with a lot of other companies like Adidas, Puma, New Balance, and Under Armour. They also have to worry about scalpers and resellers reselling the product for a higher price. And then they also have to worry about companies creating fake copies of their products and selling it for cheaper. The evaluation of the target markets for Nikes. Very broad yet specific, the Just Do It slogan. The slogan by Nike um, is one that can be used positively. It influences everyone no matter their race, job description, age, interests. This everyone mindset can be seen through Nike's marketing and their products. Nike sells shoes starting at 1C, which fits newborns, all the way up to size 20. Nike also sells clothing for newborns while also selling inclusive sizes. Nike believes that if you have a body, you're an athlete, and they display this through their products and target marketing demographic, which is everyone.
So through our evaluations of positioning strategies, we learned that Nike has a clear vision for something great. They use motivational quotes and statements. In fact, their slogan is just do it. Nike also says that if you have a body, you are an athlete. Nike used the idea of everyone being an athlete as a positioning strategy. They keep athletes at the center of everything that they do. In fact, Nike reportedly has a deal with the NBA for 8 years that is worth $1 billion alone. Not to mention the many endorsements with athletes in which they spend more money to sponsor than any other company. In 2017, Nike announced their triple double strategy to work on doubling their innovation, doubling their speed market, and doubling the human connection that they have with customers. And through our evaluation of branding strategies, we learned that Nike focuses on product quality, use of images and symbols, emotional marketing that reaches the real human experience, and a lot of collaborations, especially with professional athletes. I would say that they also focus on pathos, ethos, and logos by using quality and people who are in high positions and emotional appeal.
So evaluation of their C-suite. Basically, C-suite is just the people who have like C in front of the title of their name for their job. They're the executives at Nike. And so first off, there's President and CEO John Donahue, who joined the company in 2020. Since then, some programs he's worked on are like expanding college branding, striking a deal with Fanatics to make sure they're helping to brand and distribute all of the NCAA related Nike apparel, which is a lot because a lot of colleges use Nike. More direct to consumer shopping. For example, Nike pulled out a Foot Locker most of their shoes, which caused a lot of uproar in the Foot Locker company because one of the main brands was pulling out. Instead, they're focusing on selling directly on their website or in their own stores instead of with third parties. And finally, he's focused on creating a high value stock. He thinks that if Nike gets good market returns and if like shareholders are pleased with the company, it will help to propel Nike to success and help them be more resilient financially. And so he also lives the life like of the company's motto, just do it. Um, and like lives like an athlete. He lives almost like one of his professional athletes. He wakes up every morning with workout and a meditation, and he drinks 33 ounces of water every morning. And he likes to get his thoughts out and practice gratitude. So he's really just kind of living like an athlete. And then Chief Operations Officer Andy Campion believes in leading in a way that reflects the ethos of Nike. He thinks that you need to have vision, leverage intuition, have a team with the best talent, be optimistic, and collaborate to create culture. And like in a professional sports team, obviously you're recruiting the best talent. You're collaborating, and you have to have vision for what you want your future in the season to be. So he's kind of leading Nike's company the same way that their coaches are leading their athletes. And then Chief Financial Officer Matthew Friend has propelled Nike to expected earnings during COVID, or during the end of COVID now, despite supply chain issues. They've been getting higher returns on their early stock values than expected. He has a lot of experience with finance, for example, at Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, and before Nike at United Airlines. Um, and he just really is focusing on selling because despite early quarter earnings where Nike was not doing as or not, the economy is not doing as well. He thinks that people will spend in the second half of the year. And then Chief Information Officer Radhikar Labu brings experience managing operations at other large apparel companies like Kohl's, Macy's, and Bloomingdale's. He has a strong background in math and computer science with a degree in math and a master's in computer science, which helps the company to run smoothly and control its digital operations. In fact, not only is he the Chief Information Officer, but he's the first ever digital information officer for Nike, really focusing on their digital branding and having a functional digital platform because of his large experience with computer science. And so together they're working to make Nike the best team. So in conclusion, Nike has a brand that focuses on athleticism and greatness. They are really focusing on inspiring all of their athletes and all of their customers with their marketing tactics to include everyone, because they think everyone is a potential athlete. If you have a body, you're an athlete. That's one of their mottos. And so this motto can be seen throughout like their commercials, where, for example, in a lot of their commercials, they feature people who aren't even professional athletes, and they're really trying to reach out to everyone and show everyone can be an athlete. This is very consistent, as well as their Just Do It branding is seen very consistently throughout their whole marketing, positioning, and branding. And this has helped turn them into an empire that is seen well by the public. Even though there's been a few controversies, Nike is mostly seen in the positive eye still. With the help of all of their executives and employees emulating the brand in their own life, Nike has been able to maintain their image and continue their empire into the future.
And that is all. Thank you.